This is the only guide you'll need showing you the best perk augments to run on every perk in Black Ops 6 Zombies. From being able to do max damage, sliding around at super speed, and to completely cheat death from the zombies, here is my full comprehensive breakdown. Jumping in first with Juggernog, there are two major augments which a lot of people are going to be stuck between, and it's either reactive armor or probiotic. Now, probiotic slightly increases your max health with Juggernog from 250 to 300, which does sound very good on paper, but what many don't realize is that reactive armor is without question the biggest game changer for this perk. The way this augment works is that every single time you break one piece of your armor, the entire zombie horde will be stunned, and this will happen every time you lose an armor plate. And once you've replated, if you lose an armor plate again, this effect will instantly keep repeating itself, making this very similar to the Widow's Wine perk effect from Black Ops 3. And in the higher rounds where the hordes are a lot more aggressive, this is going to occur a lot more frequently and save your life multiple times. Now, the other major augment, Turtle Shell, is one that some people like the sound of, as it pretty much brings back the old zombie shield by putting armor acting as a shield on your back, but this is absolutely awful when actually used in game. You will be swiped from all directions, and Turtle Shell will absolutely get you downed. I highly recommend reactive armor. As for the minor augments, I strongly recommend you combine this with hardened plates, where your armor plates have more damage mitigation, meaning that they will last longer, making it less likely for you to have to go back to a crafting table to craft more armor plates to repair your shield. Moving over to stamina, the best major augment in my opinion is Stalker, which allows you to walk faster while aiming. Now, typically your walking speed is pretty slow in this game, but whilst aiming with this, you'll be moving a lot quicker, which is essentially the zombies version of Gung Ho from multiplayer. Free Faller gives you a PHD Flopper like ability where you become immune to fall damage, but there isn't really anything in this game where you would ever actually drop so high that you would take a down from fall damage. So I recommend Stalker for the major augment. And for minor augments, I strongly recommend Hot Foot, where you gain a speed boost after your equipment kills an enemy. Combining this with an equipment like the Combat Axe, this is one of the most incredible augments that you can have across anything, making your movement speed so ridiculously fast. It is amazing. It allows you to get the fastest movement speed I think I've ever seen in zombies. That's why Hot Foot and Stalker are the two best augments for stamina. Moving on to Speed Cola, the best major augment I recommend is Classic Formula, where your reload speed is even faster, because at the end of the day, you're buying Speed Cola because you want to improve how fast you reload, and this improves the reload speed across everything, to the point where reload speeds are incredible. Some players might want Supercharged, where your field upgrades recharge a bit faster, but most of the time there are augments for field upgrades that will do that anyway, so there's no point having an additional major augment to do that when you want to improve the perk that you're using. And for minor augments, I highly recommend Quick Swap, where you can swap weapons faster. There are some other augments you could choose, like Speedy Roulette, which makes the mystery box settle much faster, which is a time slip perk effect from Black Ops 4, and there's Fast Picture to deploy equipment faster, but I still highly recommend you run Quick Swap as the minor augment for Speed Cola, and those are the two best augments. Jumping into Deadshot Daiquiri, this is a game changer here. You need to unlock the Dead First major augment, as this will deal double critical damage if an enemy is at full health. With this augment equipped, this will allow you to do the max damage in Black Ops 6 Zombies, and depending on what weapon you're using, this could be an insane amount of damage that is so high that it can take out full zombies, full armored zombies, and even elite zombies like the Abomination in one single shot, where I managed to get 200,000 damage when combined with an augment for healing aura of all things, which is crazy. Some people would recommend Dead Head, which increases the critical damage, but upon further testing, this only increases it by 5%. So would you rather a 5% increase overall or a 100% increase on that first bullet? I know I'd pick Dead First. And for the minor augment, I definitely recommend Dead Break, which increases damage to armor pieces, allowing you to take down armored zombies a lot quicker. And with that double critical damage as well, that should be enough to take out any armored zombie in one shot, depending on what weapon you're running in the later rounds. And those are the two best augments for Deadshot. Moving on to Quick Revive, the best major augment has to be Dying Wish, where on lethal damage, you become immune to all damage for 2 seconds and keep 1 health, and Quick Revive is removed on use. This is literally a get out of jail free card where you don't need to use your self-revive whatsoever. You simply are about to die, the game pops up with a little message saying you have 2 dying wishes left, and you simply don't go down. It is absolutely incredible, and I highly recommend you use this all the time. Some people would rather put on equivalent exchange, but that works where if you are downed with quick revive, you have to kill an enemy in a down state to revive you and remove quick revive. And a lot of the time, your weapon just won't be strong enough to actually take an enemy out in time, where Dying Wish completely negates you even going down. And for minor augments, I recommend you use slow death. This increases your time in last stand. Unfortunately, there are no minor augments for quick revive that are solo orientated. They are all heavily co-op, and in my opinion, being able to be downed for a lot longer before getting revived is a very useful thing to have over the other two options. And those are the two best augments for quick revive. Moving on to Elemental Pop, the two best augments are citrus focus for your major augment, where if a weapon has an ammo mod applied, Elemental Pop will only activate that one. This makes this perk so much more useful, as it's so frustrating sometimes where you get this perk maybe by getting a perkaholic and it's popping all sorts of ammo mods that you don't want it to do, especially brain rot that could end a round when you don't want it to. This will only make you activate the ammo mod that you actually have on your weapon, which is absolutely incredible. And the best minor augment has to be Chill Berry, which slightly reduces all ammo mod cooldowns, which essentially allows you to have your ammo mod proc a lot more often, which is really, really useful, especially if you're camo grinding where you need to get a certain amount of kills with a certain ammo mod, or you're trying to do a Dark Ops challenge. These two combined are absolutely amazing. Some people would choose a Vulnera Bean, which slightly increases enemy elemental weakness damage, which means that enemies will actually take more damage from the ammo mod than if you didn't have it applied. But I still think Chillberry is the more useful one overall because it will make it proc more often. And those are the two best augments for Elemental Pop. PHD Flopper, I highly recommend you run the major augment Dr. Ram, where tactical sprint knocks down and damages base zombies. This is one of the most entertaining abilities I've ever seen in zombies, and makes this perk so awesome, where literally if you are running at the fullest speed possible, which isn't a normal sprint but attack sprint, you will literally knock down zombies like you are an American football player. It's absolutely fantastic. On the lower rounds, it will actually take out zombies. And for minor augment, I highly recommend Tribologist, where your sliding distance and speed are increased. This makes this perk one of the most useful perks to get early on in the game, as it makes you so fast. You'll be able to slide across as you're running around the map, and you are so fast that if you pair this with Stamina-Up, then you are sliding around the map, and the movement is just so entertaining and so rewarding that it honestly feels like some of the best movement we've ever had in a zombies game. I honestly can't recommend these two major augments enough. It makes this perk so good, on top of it already being amazing, especially when running the pistols. And these are the two best augments for PHD Flopper. And finally, for Melee Macchiato, the augments I recommend for the major is Espresso, where all melee attacks are slightly faster. Overall, you're buying this perk to make your melee attack stronger at a higher round, and being able to do a melee quicker is very, very useful, especially when if you're using the standard punch, it is quite a slow animation to actually do the punch. And in the later rounds, you can upgrade the knife to become a one knife kill, and it is just so good that being able to increase that even more is absolutely the best option. Some people would rather have Vampiric Extraction, where melee attacks heal a small amount of your health, which is very, very useful, don't get me wrong. But in the end, I'd rather increase that melee speed, because ultimately that's what you're trying to do with the perk. And for minor augments, I highly recommend the Strength Training, where your punch can one-hit kill normal enemies for more rounds, which again further improves the whole point of why you want Melee Macchiato in the first place, because it will give you extra melee damage. And for that, making the knife a infinite one knife in the high rounds is exactly what you want, and you can achieve that with this Strength Training minor augment. Now, a secret other minor augment that I really love is Hidden Impact, and this really depends on what zombies map you're playing, because Hidden Impact allows melee kills to reload a portion of your held weapon. And for a map like Liberty Falls, this actually allows you to spam the jet gun's blast a lot more often, because if you don't realize, to use the jet gun's blast attack, it deplenishes all of the ammo, so you have 0 and you have to wait for it to recool down. But if you get a melee kill with this augment applied, it will actually add 10 back to the jet gun, which is enough ammo to do another jet gun blast. And if you keep chaining this, then you essentially have a lot more blasts a lot more often. So I really think it depends what map you're playing on and what sort of playstyle you're looking for. But overall, those are the two best augments for Melee Macchiato. Now, the beauty of this system is that some of you guys in the comments might completely disagree with this list and might have some better options. But overall, this is the ultimate best augment set for each perk. Now, I have other videos on the channel going over all of the best ammo mold augments for you to use, as well as the best field upgrade augments to use, because as you can see, I have unlocked all 108 augments and I've used them all so I can give you the ultimate advice. If you want to see those videos, then make sure you subscribe to the channel. Drop this video a like if you found this video useful as well. And if you want even more Black Ops 6 Zombies help, then click this video on your screen right now.